Steve, that was an excellent session one we just had in the Veterinary Symposium, and thanks for taking a bit of time out to follow up on a couple of important questions that have arisen from your presentation. Now, I know that you joined the HMA group in 2002, that's 7 years ago. Now, over that period, you must have seen some big changes in the way HMA organise and structure themselves. I just wonder whether you can tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the biggest change, of course, was European expansion. We had new members join the group, and we spent a lot of time helping those new members to train their staff to deal with new legislation. We had to, as a group collectively, then pick up the new legislation in 2005. The net result of all that is very much increased cooperation between member states and a growing level of trust.
Yes. Now, your presentation today focused a lot on the first HMA strategy document, which was adopted by HMA in 2005, so that you could look to the needs and challenges that are facing the European Medicines Regulatory Network for that following 5-year period. How has the implementation of that strategy gone? What progress have you made?
By and large, the network has set up a number of working groups and task force to take forward a series of issues on telematics, on the resources, which is still a major problem, and on, specifically for the veterinary sector, pharmacovigilance, where it was necessary to consider how we were going to manage the periodic safety update work that was needed. The upshot of that was a pilot looking into that, which HMA is now evaluating. On telematics, we've made huge progress on developing strategy, but we still have a long way to go in terms of actually getting our working environments aligned, because it's quite complex to get telematic structures across Europe put into one piece. Okay,
so now that that HMA strategy document, the period covers up to about 2010.
Yeah, a bit less, but
a bit less. Okay. So now you are already working on the HMA strategy 2.
Yes.
To look forward to the next 5 years and the new challenges that are being faced. What are those challenges now that you see coming in the next 5 years?
Well, many still remain. We still have the issue of resources and how best to apply them. But added to that, we have to think about the areas that are increasing in workload. So, for example, we've forecast that referrals to CVMP will create an additional workload, largely arising from the variation regulation changes. The telematics area is still needing a considerable amount of work, for in particular introducing electronic submissions into the veterinary area. And then, of course, we have a number of other stresses and strains upon the network that we need to take account of. And some of those would include the globalisation of the industry.